Hi everyone, we are members from Group 1. Today, the main topic of our video is project management and organization. These are all our Group 1 members, in a total of 9, undertaking Bachelor Degree of Quantity Surveying at University Science Malaysia, main campus. In this video our team will be presenting on the main scenario, which is the standard operating procedure for preparation of preliminaries, and the special scenario, which is the standard operating procedure for handling application of EOT and L&E. The project that we studied in this video is a private mixed commercial project, located at Kuching, Sarawak, using traditional procurement route.
Preliminaries provides a list of general descriptions of the particular project, information regarding the obligations of project parties, as well as descriptions for works which are not included in any building works. Preliminaries is made up of a descriptive part to provide information of the project and also a pricing schedule to be priced by the contractors. For traditional procurement method, preliminaries is usually prepared by consultant QS during the pre-tender stage. In order to produce a comprehensive preliminaries which best suits the particular project, a proper standard operating procedure, SOP, must be strictly adhered by the construction players. Importance of practicing SOP by QS in preparation of preliminaries. Firstly, it helps to improve efficiency in similar projects. Next, it serves as a guideline for reliable and high quality end results. Besides, it can reduce the occurrence of errors and save time for training the new employees on the preparation of preliminaries.
Now, let's get started with the main scenario questions on SOP in preparation of preliminaries. Generally, this is the SOP and its corresponding action plan on each stage during the preparation of preliminaries, that are set up by our team, which start from identify standard method of measurement to date of selling tender documents.
Step 1. Identify standard method of measurement. The purpose of this step is to ensure the preliminaries is qualified and valid, as it helps in guiding the content that should be included in a standard preliminaries. In this project, SMM2 was selected, as it is the most widely used method of measurement of building works in Malaysia. Step 2. Set up the standard preliminaries. According to SMM2 Section B preliminaries, there are 4 important components that should be included in preparing standard preliminaries shown in this chart. Before setting up a standard preliminaries, every QS and their respective companies should browse to their company's library to check on the availability of the standard preliminaries of similar types of past projects. If there are past projects preliminaries in the company's library, QS may start to analyze the suitability of the contents according to the project nature to be included in the standard preliminaries. If the standard preliminaries is appropriate, the QS may use the past projects preliminaries as a reference to be amended later. In the event that the QS discovered the absence of any standard preliminaries of similar type of past projects in the company's library, or the past projects preliminaries are not suitable to use in the current project's preliminaries, the QS can proceed to study the preliminaries items and requirements, and establish a new standard preliminaries based on the selected standard method measurement. Step 3. Identify specific information to be included in the preliminaries. Generally, the QS consultant has 2 options to confirm on the preliminaries items included. The first option is the QS consultant may prepare a set of questionnaires regarding the special conditions and requirements for preliminaries and distribute it to the client's team through email or post. Usually, the questionnaire will be filled up by the client's team such as architect, M&E engineers or other consultants. Beside questionnaire, an easier option will be requesting a confirmation letter from the client's team through email or post. It is suggested that the client shall confirm within 1 week upon receipt of the questionnaire or confirmation letter. Step 4. Draft project preliminaries. Within 1 week upon receipt of questionnaire or confirmation letter, QS shall begin to draft the project preliminaries. To produce a project preliminaries that fit to the private mixed commercial project, certain clauses in the standard preliminaries may be removed, modified and added into the preliminaries according to client's theme. Step 5. Project preliminaries for review. Once the project preliminaries has been drafted, QS consultant shall submit it to the client's team for review through post or email. It is suggested that the client shall reply within 3 working days upon receipt of drafted project preliminaries. The information shall be available to revise and resubmit, according to the client's requirement until it achieves client's satisfaction within the time limit, to prevent any delay in the tender process. Step 6. Document project preliminaries in part of bills of quantities. After the client is satisfied with the latest amendment of the project preliminaries, this complete set of preliminaries shall be documented and attached in the tender document and to be sent to the tenderers or contractors to price and during the tendering stage. Step 7. Sale of tender documents together with the project preliminaries prepared to the tenderers. The last step of SOP will be ended during the selling date of tender documents. Before the selling date of tendered documents, project preliminaries shall be already prepared. Only during this stage, it is deemed that the project preliminaries has been successfully set up following all the standard operating procedures, SOP, prepared by their company. Generally, the tender submission date will begin on the next day of the last selling of tender date and due according to the company's instructions. In short, preparation of preliminaries is the most vital part in the bills of quantities as it consists of various uncertainties on requirements, which vary in every project. Therefore, it is a good practice for every consultant quantity surveyor to follow a well-structured standard operating procedure, as it will give a clear direction for them and reduce the risks of mistakes.
The project mentioned in the main scenario was stopped unexpectedly due to the movement control order. To ensure the client is ready for any possible claim of extension of time and loss and expenses by the contractors, a standard operating procedures has been prepared. Since this project is a private mixed commercial project, PAM 2018 will be our reference instead of PWD form of contract, as it is only suitable for government projects. During the MCO period, the claim can be done through physical form or email. The shown flowchart is the SOP for EOT set up by our team. Step 1. The client team shall review clauses related to EOT and L&E under PAM Contract 2018 to ensure there are supported clauses for the potential claim. Client's team shall consider any possible events which may materially affect the work progress due to MCO to ensure the claim is reasonable before further consideration. Next, discussion among the client team must be done to identify specific or relevant events that arise by MCO that are entitled to EOT or L&E. For EOT, the first relevant event is suspension of work by appropriate authority under Clause 23.8(x), as most of the construction works have to be stopped during MCO period. Next is force majeure under Clause 23.8(a). MCO can be defined as a force majeure event as it was beyond contractor's control and caused by government's action, an epidemic. Thirdly, the restriction of workforce following SOP by CIDB under Clause 23.8(q) is also one of the relevant events. Besides, there are other events that may entitle the contractor to the claim according to Clause 23.8 G, H, K, and J. However, for L&E, one of the relevant events which entitle the contractor claim is the issuance of AI by the architect, instructing the contractor to delay the work under Clause 24.3d since the COVID-19 outbreak. Similar to the claim of EOT, L&E can also be claimed based on suspension of work by the order of authority under Clause 24.3(o). Besides that, there are also other events which may potentially claim for L&E under Clause 24.3(e) and 24.3(f). This table shows the relevant events that could possibly be claimed by the contractors for EOT and L&E. By referring to the table, we can conclude that not every EOT entitlement will be correspondingly followed by a L&E claim, but if the EOT is failed to be claimed by the contractor, it is almost impossible for them to be entitled to a L&E claim. Step 4 for EOT, the architect shall inspect all particulars submitted and ensure the contractor use his best endeavor to prevent the delay. Next, the architect shall inspect the cause of the delay, identify impact of MCO to work progress before deciding the duration of EOT granted, and the new project completion date. Lastly, certificate of EOT will be issued to the contractor within 6 weeks from the submission if the architect approves. However, if the event does not cause delay to the overall project, written notice will be issued to the contractor within 6 weeks from the submission.
Now, let us continue to discuss on the SOP form, L&E, claims. This part will be discussed on Step 4 onwards, since Step 1 to 3 has been discussed previously. While Step 4 for L&E, the client team shall check and evaluate the particulars submitted. If the L&E claim is accepted, the claim shall be certified by the architect and contractor shall be informed for approval. The amount of claim shall then be ascertained and added into the contract sum. If an interim certificate is issued after the date of ascertain, the amount shall be added in the certificate. Lastly, if the claim was unacceptable, the architect may issue notice of rejection to the contractor within 6 weeks from the submission. In short, it is very important for all the construction players to exercise their rights and professionalism correctly, not only during the MCO. Besides, all the construction players shall be more considerate and reasonable during claims, especially this sensitive period. Lastly, it is recommended that a contingency and scenario planning such as setting up a good SOP is necessary for every company in order to prepare for any emergency pandemic.